Yo, what's up? So, you might wonder by my title here why I call it Zanefleeting. This build I'm going to show you is not a build you should really be proud of running, to be honest. I mean, it's fine to run it to farm stuff, but I don't think it's a build you want to show off to your friends. People will judge you for running this. it's I call it Zane fleeting for a reason, and that's because it's effortless to play. It destroys everything, and you don't have to try. It's really hard to die with it, and everything just kind of gets annihilated. You don't have to aim, you don't have to use any thought. You just run around and spam your scourge and destroy shit. So let's get into the build and just show you what it is, explain everything for you. Again, this is not really something that I'm proud of running. I just kind of wanted to see how broken it would be, and I was right that it was very broken. And I'm making this video for two reasons. Just one, to get it out there so people can use it to farm content easily, because there's really nothing wrong with doing that, using a broken build. Obviously there's a Mara, and she's really broken. People use her just to go farm. Other people enjoy just dominating shit without effort. So whatever. For me, it's not something I like to run, but I kind of get some enjoyment out of it sometimes. Anyways, let's explain the gear here. You notice I have an ion cannon, and this is not going to be the main focus of the build at all. Part of the reason for this video is to show that the Scourge here is still the king of rocket launchers. A lot of people are freaking out about the damage numbers on this 19,000 times 2. That seems like a lot, and it is a lot. You can do a lot of damage to a single target. You can do 1,000,000, 2,000,000. Flak people are doing like 8 million damage with it. It sounds crazy, but it's not that crazy. I don't know if you guys noticed or seen, but before the patch, I did do a video where I was one-shotting pretty much every boss in the game that doesn't have an immune phase, and I was doing that with the Scourge, and you may not realize, but let's say one-shotting Trant, that's several million damage to do that. Actually, I cannot even one-shot him with the ion cannon. I tried a few times, and I wasn't able to do it at all, but I still can one-shot him with the Scourge, so right there, that shows that the Scourge is doing even more single target damage, but it's also better for mobbing. Another launcher that's really good for mobbing that's fun to use actually is these Nukums. I really like the Nukem. It's pretty fun, but it's still not as good as Scourge. Scourge is the king of rocket launchers, and it probably will be forever. Anyway, so we are using this, and this is going to be just to take out a couple of annoying targets that the Scourge projectiles have a hard time getting, and that is the heavies. They like to jump out of the way, and they're also just really tanky, and it doesn't hit their crit spots automatically, so they can absorb a lot of Scourge projectiles, so sometimes I'll just switch to this and take them out real quick with it. Also for the dogs, they move around a lot, they move around fast, they jump across the freaking map. Scourge projectiles have a hard time dealing with them sometimes too, so we also will switch to this, like, mostly if there's a dog that's chasing me around a lot, or if there's a dog that's just, you know, chewing on my clone, I'll switch to this and take it out. Also, we will be switching to it sometimes for the death orbs too. They're very useful for the death orbs. So yeah, heavies, dogs, death orbs. That's going to be primary function of this thing, which we won't have to use too much. It's also going to be our second wind weapon. I tend to blow myself up because I'm really lazy playing this build, and sometimes I clone swap into my Scourge projectiles, or even sometimes an enemy will run up to me and then get tracked by a Scourge projectile, and that will end up blowing me up. That shit happens. And so we got our main guy of the show here. That's our Shredded Scourge with the Digiclone swap anoint. It's going to be doing the primary brunt of our damage that we're going to be dealing in this run on the raid. We got the Oozing Scourge. That anoint really isn't going to help us too much because hopefully we won't be running out of action skill, so we won't be proccing it. We're just using it because it's corrosive, and like the Kraken and Wotan and and the Valkyries. They're all armored targets, so it's just going to be a little bit better to use that than this. And we got the face puncher. We're going to be abusing, yes, I said abusing because it's abuse. Uh, we're going to be abusing double barrel with the face puncher and our cut purse to have infinite ammo for our rocket launchers. We're going to be using the new class mod Seeing Dead, which in my opinion kind of breaks Zane. It removes all effort from playing him. It gives you all the rewards for doing nothing. You don't even have to shoot your gun to get all your kill skills procced. Because Sentinel or a clone will do it for you. They'll keep your kill skills up all the time. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. This is what we have, so this is what we're going to be using. You notice I have splash damage passive. Two important things on this particular con. We got the splash damage, and we got the +3 to play in dirty. +2 is fine too. You just want to get that 7 out of 5. I like that we have +3 because then I can spend a point in a different spot, which I'll point out when I'm showing you the skills. I do have some other ones that are comparative, like this one that has heavy damage. It only has +1 in playing dirty. That's part of the reason I'm not using that. Even though that one kind of sucks. I don't like the skills on that one. We have this one with splash damage, with again only +1 in playing dirty. It's got a couple in Donnybrook, which is kind of nice. Donnybrook's really good. And got a lot of these class mods. I got like 30 more in my bank, but here's another one with heavy weapon damage. Sometimes I do use this one actually. Just depends. It's also got +3 to playing dirty. This crazy one I found with, whoops, I didn't mean to do that, with 5 in Donnybrook. It's pretty nutty. So we're gonna go with this one. And you'll notice I'm wearing a stopgap, and this is not really for me. This is for my clone, because he's gonna be in a lot of situations where he's taking a lot of damage, and we are trying to extend our duration, so we want to keep him alive as long as possible. That's gonna help with that a little bit. Not too much. I'll show you why in a little bit. We got on grenade thrown, annoy it, so boost our damage. Going to the skills here. I'm gonna start with Hitman. We max out violent momentum, and we are gonna be trying to keep our movement speed up at all times. We're gonna be running around and spamming while we are on the move. We're never gonna stand still. So we do want that, and we got 4 in violent speed. You might wonder why I didn't take 5. That's because I sacrificed. I did have a fractal or a drone delivery point, and I did have 5 out of 5 here, but I sacrificed those in order to get a bit quicker reload speed because the Scourge does have a pretty slow reload speed, so I wanted to boost that as much as I could. So I don't need to mention that now since I just did a lot of reload speed here. 2 in salvation, and only 2 because we are doing huge damage, and every time we get health gated or anything like that, it's going to fill us right back up with the projectiles that are probably already going to be out in the air, and if not, we can switch to our second wind weapon or whatever, the ion cannon, if we want to get a quick heal, because that shoots pretty much, really quickly and does its damage right away. The Scourge takes a moment for the projectiles to reach something, so we won't rely on that if we need a quick heal. We'll switch to the ion cannon. Death follows close, just to keep our kill skills up longer, which I guess it's not really needed now, but we do get the kill skill bonus for it. 7 out of 5 playing dirty with the new class mod and this combined. We only need 7 now instead of 8 to get that 100% chance. It's actually 105. We have 2 in good misfortune. Now I did run the takedown a couple times with only 1 in good misfortune, but I noticed that my action skills fell off a few times throughout the run, so I didn't really like that. I like it better with 2, and also a combination of that and borrowed time should be enough to keep our action skills up almost all the time. We will lose them once or twice, but it doesn't really matter. We'll get them back fast enough. That's not going to affect us too much. 5 in synchronicity, just more damage. 5 in Donnybrook, not just damage here. This is also part of what keeps our clone alive, because the clone does benefit from the healing of Donnybrook. which is really nice with that +5 Donnybrook one I showed you. I mean, the healing is insane. It's 45% gun damage and I think 12.5% missing health a second, and that's, times 2 because it can stack twice. So with that 10 out of 5 Donnybrook, you're getting a shitload out of the skull. It's pretty nice. Fractal frags, 45% chance times 2, so he's going to be, I think this one stacks to 2. It doesn't say. Pretty sure it does though. Anyways, he's going to be throwing a lot of frags. It's going to keep our anoint up all the time. Quick breather. This is important for the build because clone will take a lot of damage, and this is going to keep him alive. If you pay attention, you got to watch his health a bit and make sure you start swapping once he gets his ass kicked a little bit. Supersonic Man. It's just going to give us more damage and survivability because we're going to be moving around the field a lot really fast. It's going to be harder for things to hit us, especially explosions and shit like that. So really good to have. Pocket full of grenades. Keep that up for fractal frags since our clone now throws grenades quite often. 2 points is pretty necessary. I would actually like to have 3, but I'd rather have here for more damage, so that's what I did. And now, the reason why I have 4 and not 5 or anything else here is basically that's what I needed to move further into the tree, and there's nothing else I care about to put it in. Like a ghost, this doesn't help too much with the way we're running the build. This, we have a second wind weapon that should get us up instantly every time, as long as there's something around to shoot it with it. This is pretty shitty, it always has been. It doesn't really match the build anyways. I kind of would, we do reload a lot, but I don't like it, so I'm not using it. For me, this is one of our worst skills. It actually does nothing in the build. If I was to take 3 out of 3, it would not even give me 1 extra shot in my Scourges, so that's kind of dumb. Double barrel, the basis of the build. This is what keeps our ammo alive. When we run other things, sometimes we give, like if I want to go do bossing, and I'm buying an ammo vendor, I'll spawn my clone with one of the launchers. Like say I want to kill Agonizer with the build, I'll spawn my clone with this, and I'll also run this or a Cutsman, because the build does well with Cutsmans too. But we'll spawn our clone with the launcher, and that way we're doing a little bit extra damage. When we have an ammo vendor near us, we don't care about this. And another thing I'll do for bossing is I'll switch to right here, just Snowdrift, which allows us to slide and get that extra violent momentum damage. So that's pretty good. And you can still do one shots, and I don't know if you've seen my videos before where I was one-shotting almost every boss in the game with a seeing red build. Oh, this build does it too. Pretty much all the same bosses can get one shot with that snowdrift on. So that's pretty much it. There's nothing at all in here. I guess I could show you the augments real quick. This is not really going to matter at all. We do want this to get our shields filled back up. Every time he's taking damage, it's going to help give us shields. This is really to keep our kill skill or our action skills going. This is an attack that happens very often, and so with this and this, these are both attacks that happen a lot. It's going to keep our skills refreshing repeatedly with the combination. The reason why it works is because this has the 25% effect bonus, and also Good Misfortune has the same thing, or this has it, I mean, right here. And this used to have a diminishing return, or it still does, but it used to go down to 0, but now with those two 25s, it doesn't go to 0 anymore, so you can actually keep your action skills up infinitely, as if you had Calm, Cool, Collected. And that's part of what makes this broken as fuck. So let's just go to the raid. Do a run. Show you how effortless it is. This is the hardest content in the game. There are a few spots where I'll have to use my brain a little bit in order to survive it and to get through it. There are a few decisions I will have to make, but nowhere near as running any other build in here. That's why I call it Zanefleeting, just because it's no effort, no thought. You just run around spamming, and it's very hard to die unless you accidentally kill yourself. There was a, happens sometimes that I blow myself up, and there was a few times I actually accidentally jumped off the map in the Valkyries fight, which is pretty funny. But yeah, most of the time I die, it's because I killed myself. Sometimes what'll happen though is I'll clone swap into some Scourge projectiles that I didn't realize were near my clone. Or sometimes an enemy will run up that has Scourge projectiles chasing him, and those will blow up and get you. So there are few reasons you can die. I should have pulled my Sentinel out sooner, but I was too busy talking and not paying any attention. Because you want to get your kill skills going right away here. We just one hit him, I think. Did I miss? I missed. I want to move my clone as close to the gate as I can get him right here. Because as soon as that gate opens, we're gonna have to get him inside. I am totally missing my shots. Normally I just one hit all three of these guys real quick in a row. Look at that shit. I suck. Okay. We get him right in the entrance, switch to a Scourge, get the entrance cleared out here real quick. Do not want to swap into that because the enemies are right on top of him. He is dying though, so we're going to have to get him healed up here. And a swap or two will do it. Whoa, god damn it. As you can see, sometimes I'm an idiot and I just go and die. I'm not going to restart this one since it's right at the beginning. They're going to be taking less damage from crits, by the way, but we also have that plus normal damage, so that should help balance out. Let's see if we can just start off doing this right anyways. I kind of was talking and messed up everything, so let's just start fresh here. We want to pull Sentinel out right away so he can get targeting, get our speed going and everything. Don't want to pull clone out too far away, because we are gonna switch to. God damn it! I hate when they're facing in a weird direction that I'm not expecting. It's actually annoying. Oh, my clone died. That elite badass I put next to him. It's not really gonna matter. We'll get him back fast enough that we won't run out of ammo or anything. Well, I am actually an idiot this morning. I did just wake up, so my decision making is probably gonna be kind of poor. Like running into a bunch of Scourge projectiles like that. It was pretty smart of me, but getting rid of these couple of enemies at the gate is kind of annoying because it feels like a waste shooting a Scourge at them. Oh, the heavy actually died that time. I was about to pull out the ion cannon because usually I kind of have a hard time getting heavies sometimes since they jump away from your projectiles and whatnot. They're also very tanky, and the Scourge is not going to automatically target crit spots or anything, so that's another thing with Quick Breather. You notice my shield was getting low, and I just did a quick swap, and it just filled it up a lot. Starts charging right away. 3 swaps, and our shield is full again. This is also keeping our annoying procced all the time. And we have these death orbs out here shooting at us, so I'm just kind of keeping my clone in the corner so he doesn't get annihilated by them. I have to move up here to get stuff to even spawn. Fucking death orbs are annoying. That's one thing about when I run this build, for some reason, they always target me. Like, other builds I run in here, they ignore me for whatever reason, but I think it's because my clone, he actually turns around and start shooting at them. Those death orbs are really causing me an issue right now. Damn, they are hurting. So I'm gonna have to ignore my clone and not swap with them so that I can keep myself safe right now. So I was saying, there is a couple decisions you will have to make. I just used the ion cannon to get rid of those guys because they're kind of annoying. So clone's doing fine. He's not taking too much damage. Everything. What the fuck just happened? I think I got hit by a projectile that went after the enemy that was next to me. I was talking about that happening. Sometimes you'll just die out of nowhere because that'll happen. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter that that happened at all. Where is my clone right now? Okay. Alright, no wonder why he was staying safe. I had him in a corner. The heavy's dead. Easy, just like that. Another heavy. I think we might have ran out of, yeah, we ran out of duration because we weren't getting our sentinel close enough to anything. That's something you kind of got to be mindful of. Oh, whatever, fuck that guy. Let's get the gate open. Kind of be mindful of, you will lose your duration if your sentinel doesn't have enough targets to shoot at. And if you don't get close enough to enemies, it won't target things. So you sometimes gotta purposely get close to enemies so that your sentinel will target them. This guy's being annoying, so we're just gonna one-shot him with that. Finish him off. This weapon's good for the orbs if you can hit a shot, unlike me. The clone died to some AoE, so not actually going the best this run, but it doesn't matter because again, no effort really doesn't matter. We're still gonna stay alive. We're still gonna get through this fast. So on top of just doing it, we're gonna do it pretty fast. See that full heal just from hitting those guys. I'm playing horribly, and we're already almost done with this first section, and I'm actually making really bad decisions. I'm playing really bad. Kraken's almost dead already, but I'm gonna shoot the lot. Oh, I guess that didn't even matter. See, like, it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. Let's check these loot drops. Yeah, nothing worth this shit. Fuck it. And one thing we're gonna do here, I'm gonna let my durations run out. Just make sure I'm reloaded on everything. I'm gonna sit here just for a minute. I don't really care that sentinel is up. Whoops. Alright, let's reload that. Excuse me, I got a cough. I don't really care if sentinel is up for this part at the beginning. It doesn't matter too much. But we do want to have our clone up right away. So, look, we got sentinel back already. Thanks to the guardian perk. I'm gonna go over here before I summon my clone. And that's because if you put him anywhere else, like over here and stuff, he'll start getting pushed by these Valkyries and they'll kill him. So we're just gonna kind of put him in the corner, and when they move in on us, we're just gonna back up away from them. Especially this Hilder one, it likes to push a lot, but I don't care about Hilder. I want Reaper to have no shield left, so I'm gonna make sure I focus on that because that's the toughest one. And that's only because it does that one-hitter attack, that shock thing. It throws shock puddles at you and they fuck you up. So that's the one Valkyrie I actually fear here. I'm just gonna do this for the badass guy. I don't care too much about these either. Normally I would have attacked their spawn right away with the Scourges and taken most of these dogs out, but I kind of slacked on that. So see how I dodged that Scourge projectile that tried to come back and fuck me up because of the dog was right there. We gotta watch out for that sometimes. See a lot of ads coming towards our clone. We're just gonna do that. And we won't be swapping with our clone. He might die here. It doesn't matter. We'll get him back before we run out of ammo. But I'm not gonna swap into that shit show, so we're not gonna get any quick breather for him. Now's a good time. I can back him up. Well, it doesn't matter. We already cleared the stage. Do you want to try to get over here and get scored shots in on this spawn? It's a very good idea to do that. And I do want to move my clone back here right away too. Those heavies are sometimes annoying. They don't like to get hit by scored shots. It's fine though. If they get close, we will show them the way. Well, it looks like we got most of the heavies, so that's going to be good. Again, we have a Valkyrie that likes to push the clones, so... Oh, hello. You came out of nowhere, and you have almost full health. That was a standing still shot, so it didn't do a lot of damage, and I missed that shot. As you can see, don't have to play well, you just have to play. Move our clone back a little bit. Get rid of the shield, and then we'll swap to the corrosive one. I'm just gonna keep moving, keep my violent momentum going. It's only gonna take a few shots to get rid of this guy. It would be less if I got further away and got more projectiles spawning with my Scourge, but again, just don't really care about much because this is Zanefleeting. Very little effort required. We're not getting any ads here. Where's our ads? There we go. We're get our annoying up. That's why I swapped right there. Get that 130% damage going. I don't like those shock things, they're annoying. Alright, pretty much all the ads are dead. Let's see, do you have shield? Yes you do. So we'll stay on the normal damage one for now. Until the shield's gone. Our clone duration ran out because we were staying too far back. And our sentinel did not get a chance to target anything, as I mentioned before. But if you didn't notice, everything came back fast enough that it didn't really matter at all. I did not get in any kind of danger of running out of rocket ammo. I had plenty to tide me over until a clone comes back, so far this is all super easy. The next stage will be a little tougher. Now I'll show you, since I'm standing further back, look at all those projectiles the Scourge is getting. And if it doesn't, oh, we got, I don't know what happened there. Did our projectiles just target exceed equipped for some reason? That's kind of weird. But look how many more projectiles the Scourge forms when it's from far away. They're targeting weird stuff. That's kind of annoying. I never noticed that before. That they targeted shit that's already out of play for whatever reason. Yeah, we definitely want to get as many of these ads taken care of before everything comes in on us, because this is going to get a little chaotic. They are going to push us a lot, especially Sticky Reaper. She's annoying as fuck. See, there's the shock puddle I was talking about. Scary, really scary. It kills you fast. Just gonna keep our clone backed away from everything. Okay, everything over here died. Oh, everything's dead already. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. I don't even know how everything just died right there. But we did it. They did. Hey, you are a lucky guy to still be alive right now. You know that? Totally missed that shot. And that one. Whatever. Fuck that guy. That'd be hilarious if this guy actually killed us after all that. He almost did. That's ridiculous. And now our shield's low, so we're gonna have to wait longer for you little persistent little bitch. Anyways. Have to wait a little longer to make sure our clone's up for this part. Make sure everything's reloaded. Now there's kind of a trick we have to employ in this area as well. Let's have the right weapon out, it helps. We do have to move up close to this right here to get shit to spawn, otherwise it won't spawn. So you'll see me just running up here, running back, swapping with my clone. Let's see, nothing spawned, and now I have to run up to get it to spawn. Another thing of that is running up like this is going to get our sentinel to attack things, so that we keep our skill durations up as well. And notice that heavy is probably not going to die. I'm going to wait and see. Yeah, he didn't die to the Scourge shot, so. The other one survived too. Look at that. He survived like 3 of them. That's what I was saying. Like, The heavies don't really get taken out by Scourge for whatever reason. They dodge it, they're super tanky, everything like that. I do not know what that big shock puddle is from, but it's kind of crazy. Again, super easy, just kind of jumping back and forth. The only thing we really have to focus on is that we have movement speed when we summon our projectile, or Scourge projectiles. We don't need to do this part. Let's do the bridge the messy way. I'm gonna do this. I want to have my clone up there. Normally I try to let my clone die or lose duration, but as you can see, everything is super full in duration right now, so we're just gonna kind of move him up with this, I guess. That's not really the way I normally do it, but doesn't really matter. We'll do it this way. Oh, look at that. We took a lot of damage. Salvation, it's going to instantly full heal us. Now, we do want to get our clone right here. That's a good spot for him. Jesus, we keep taking a lot of damage. What are the modifiers, anyways? Nothing that should give us extra damage, so it's just lucky hits. Just gonna kind of, oh, we lost our clone, so that's actually good. Yeah, Scourge just fucked us up. Whoa, okay. Not sure what was happening there, but it doesn't really matter. Hopefully it doesn't happen again for a moment, so because our kills or our death timer is gonna be really low right now. We gotta be careful now. Try to focus, make sure we get those death orbs taken out with the Scourge. If they don't die fast, we'll have to switch to our ion cannon. I'm not going to do any clone swapping right now, even though I want the damage, but it's going to be dangerous to swap the clone. I want to make sure I'm running circles and just making sure I'm staying alive with the orbs in play. Alright, what the actual fuck just happened right there? These hack hounds are brutal sometimes too. Where'd it go? Stop! Oh my god. I swear to god, if I die because of that. Jesus. I think I got took out by a Scourge shot again. That's the problem with this area. It's really annoying because everything is dancing around so much. Our Scourge shots chase them and end up fucking killing us because the stupid dogs run up next to us. Okay, see, these death orbs are avoiding the Scourge like crazy, so we just do that. Fuck them. You gotta hit your shot though with this, and I'm not right now. They're so annoying. I swear to god, I hate those things. They're not that hard, it's just they're super strong. Yeah. You push it into the bridge like this, you will go down. Like I'm going down. Like it's just kind of hard to avoid it. You have a lot of damage coming in all at once, but I want to be lazy, so I did it this way. It's a lot easier if you just start at the end and slowly push your way up. Well, it's not really that slow, but if you want to be smart about it, you do it the proper way. This is kind of just the lazier way to do it. So that guy is why we keep dying. This guy right here, he does a fuck ton of damage. With his, whoa, I thought he was dead. Shit, he's gonna kill us. Did you die already? Jesus Christ, dude. Oh man, I am getting melted right now. This is the most I've ever went down doing this, but whatever. We'll get through it, trust. So let's see, we got taken out like what, 3 times by Scourge projectiles ending up next to us. And then we got one hit a couple times by I don't even know what. And then we got melted by the elite guy. So this is all targets that the Scourge has a problem hitting here. We got heavies and we got a bunch of dogs. So we'll just switch to this and get rid of all those assholes. Oh, another thing that I'm doing wrong here. I mentioned before we started the run that I would do and then I didn't do. Just swap back and forth with my clone. Like I'll put him here and then I'll swap to him and shoot the projectiles in between like that. And that kind of helps get everything together, keep us alive as well. That's part of why I died, I guess, a lot, because I wasn't really doing that. Because I was just being lazy and talking too much and not really focusing on my gameplay. It's fine. That's part of the point of this build, is that you don't have to focus on anything. Although we would be doing it a lot faster if we actually paid attention to what we were doing. So there's that. I think we pretty much got everything. These badasses going. One hit that guy. If you hit the crits, you'll one hit if you're moving at all. You have to be moving to get the one hit, not standing still. I'm just gonna kind of be lazy about it though, like this. Not gonna aim, I'm just gonna spam. Because this is Zanefleeting, that's all we do is spam. Alright, well, that was pretty nasty. I did mention it can get pretty hairy on the bridge. Now remember, this is the hardest content in the game. You take this and you go do anything else in the game and you're never gonna die. You're not gonna have to use any thought. You're not gonna have to use any effort. You're just gonna sail right through it. Like in the slaughter shaft, I don't even think I took damage through all 5 rounds. I got hit maybe twice in the whole time. And I just was one-hitting pretty much everything in there. Every time I shot a scourge shot, everything died. That was near it. It's ridiculous in every continent besides this. This is the hardest stuff. It's 4-player scaling, so things have a lot more health. There's a whole bunch more enemies than there would be in any other part of the game. You take this build to any part of the game and you're just gonna walk all over it like it doesn't exist. I just wanted to do a takedown run with it just to show just how ridiculous it is. How you can play horribly. I'm making terrible decisions, not doing anything skillful or smart at all. And here I am at Wotan already. Like, that was a pretty fast run too, comparatively. Now this is not gonna be, you're not gonna do speed runs, I don't think, with this. That's gonna be Dictator and Katzman still that can do the speed runs. Well, that was a really bad shot. I shot way too early. I want to move my clone away from shit. I don't want him to die right away. Normally I could take his shield out in one hit if I get the right shot from the boost when I boost it up. Part of the problem with this fight is there's so many enemies or projectiles. They want to target all the ads and stuff instead of what you want it to target, so you might run into that issue sometimes where you're trying to get Wotan but it's targeting other shit instead. As you can see, so far things are going quite well and I have not really done anything but run around shooting in circles. Do gotta keep an eye on the strikers maybe. I think we got him. Clone died, so just gonna keep an eye on things. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about with this build is sometimes a weird thing will happen where when you swap with your clone at just the right time, when good misfortune is refreshing from a kill or whatever, he'll end up with whatever weapon you have in your hand instead of what he already had before for some reason. Wow, Wotan is fucking us up right here. Come on, give me that shot, bitch. Swap with my clone just to stay alive here. Hopefully we can get our shield back up before we go back in. That was a bad run there. Should have been able to get him in one run on this outer shield, but it's fine. That's one of the only times we use that weapon in this fight. The other time is going to be if we go down. And this cryo is really fucking with me in this fight. I keep getting cryo. Go right next to our clone since we can see exactly where he's at and get a safe swap with him. Get our damage up. Look at that cryo. It's really fucking taking my damage away, man. Annoying. You don't have to go up there either. You can just shoot straight above him and those projectiles will go down into him. Okay, we took some damage there, but we got healed right away. This part is where it gets a little hairy. There's so many things on the field. You can get dotted really hard, and since we don't have any green tree, dots actually hurt. But you just want to run around real fast. Try to focus on getting the better half taken out fast if you can. And we lost our clone because I had him in a really bad spot and he died, so we're going to have to be mindful of that too. Alright, we'll put him in a corner here. Did the better half die? Yeah, better half's dead. Alright, good. So now we just focus on Wotan. And for some reason, I don't know if you noticed, through most of the fight he took a lot of damage from my shots, but in this part of the fight, it takes quite a bit of hits to get him down. Our fucking clone died again. That's annoying. Not sure why, but I also wasn't paying attention to him, so I guess that makes sense, huh? Yeah, so as I was saying, it takes a lot of shots to get him in this phase. Kind of want to get rid of these war dogs because they're fucking annoying me right now. Oh, rip. That's what happens when you lose focus because you focus on something that's not important, like the war dog. What we got taken out there by was Wotan's fucking grenades. Those things are deadly as shit. Yeah, this actually seems to be. Oh, you son of a bitch! I swear to God, Wotan, you're an asshole. We are taking a lot of damage this run. I'm just gonna keep using this. It seems to be doing good on him. Maybe even better than this Scourge was. If we could hit a crit, that would really help. There we go. Got him. Get that Kraken. Damn, that did a lot of damage to the Kraken. Now, this thing's actually pretty gnarly. Fuck. I keep not holding it down long enough. That's why you see me jumping, looking like I'm gonna shoot, but then I don't. Whoops. Alright, brain. Son of a bitch. Will you die? Thank you. I think the Scourge is actually going to be better for this guy. Well, he put his shield up right when I switched to the corrosive one. Fucking cryo, I swear to God. What has been cryoing me this whole fight? That's annoying as shit, dude. Alright. There's been one ad this whole fight just cryoing the fuck out of me. I think it's that guy right there, that Blast Commando. He's from the very first spawn. I never took him out. He avoided all the Scourge projectiles somehow. Let's see. Yep, he's the one with the cryo. You little asshole. Shoot me, I want to see for sure. Oh. Yep. No, it's not cryo, that's shock. Huh. Anyways, it's got a couple little things to take out. Oh, there it is. It's you. And the second wave. We didn't take out the dogs at all. I didn't care about them. Alright. Are you? Jesus Christ. I swear to God. Anyways, yeah, that's it. That's Zanefleeting. I don't know how long this video is so far, but that was definitely a pretty fast run. I would say it's not going to be a speed run record. Like I was watching Kai last night run it with the Dictator, and he was getting 17 minutes, which is pretty fucking good. And I don't think I'll get that with this build because there is some areas that get slowed down by it. But he had to put a whole lot of effort into his run, and me, I just kind of ran around doing this all day. You know, like there's very little effort required. And as you notice, I went down a lot of times because of making bad decisions, and it was just instant second wins, really easy. We got health gated countless times, and we didn't even have to pay attention to it because we just got automatically healed by our scorch projectiles that were already in the air. We don't have to aim, we don't have to target prioritize, we don't have to do anything special. You just run around in circles shooting this and swapping with your clone over and over and over. That's it. That's all you do. And one thing I want to show you, so normally what I'll do if I'm not in crazy situations in normal mobbing, what we'll do, we'll shoot, we'll swap right away. That way we don't interrupt our reload later, and we get the swap out of the way. Shoot, swap, just like that. And then you get your reload right after. So that'll keep your clone swap damage up because you get that 75% after 3 swaps. So you'll get to that 75%, you'll keep it up pretty well doing that. And also if you have the Ignite like I have here, you'll keep that up all the time too. So yeah, that's it. I'll do another video with the slaughter shaft and show you all how easy that is for farming with this too.